Well, you know, one of the great parts about going out into the community and doing these segments that I do every day is being able to get to meet local businesses that have been around for a long time, and that's the case when it comes to Burlington Tire and Auto. And we get to meet the faces behind the business, like Suzanne Lloyd. Hello, Suzanne. How are you?
Doing great. How are you, Tim?
I'm awesome, man. I know we're here in the fall. I wasn't here. It was Leslie was here, so it's good to come here because you guys are an institution in Burlington and have been since
We've been around for 42 years.
42 years. All right,
Yeah.
19, I guess 1980. When did you get involved in the business?
6.5 years ago, about 6.5 years
Okay,
ago.
so-
I've been coming to Burlington Tire since 2014, and things evolved that way and started to be a regular on the scene here about 6.5 years ago.
Okay, because the man, where's Dave? Dave, give us a wave, Dave, because Dave Montour, he's been here since when? How many years, Dave?
Well,
42.
Since he was 17.
Since he was
a wee lad.
And then, so he worked here as a kid, and then
Pretty much.
and then bought the business.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is it important for local independent businesses like this to exist?
To provide the service that we have here in town, to have we have a very loyal base of customers that come to us, and we provide a service here with our tires and our mechanical work and our used car dealership that we have here. And you know, it's a pleasure to serve the community, being part of a community.
Because it's changed, because it was Burlington Tire, where you just kind of focus on the tire aspect, but kind of now it's morphed into...
It's morphed. It's more as the business has grown. I know we've grown, you know, from just tires, and now we do everything mechanical. We don't do body work, but we do everything mechanical. And a couple years ago, we opened up our used car dealership here as well. So it kind of all encompasses everything. We hope that we can, you know, get everybody in and meet all of their needs here.
Yeah, and even like the staff. I met Mikey, the mechanic. We're going to be talking to Mikey in a little bit.
Oh, I think you'll really enjoy talking to him.
Mikey's been around for
a long time.
Yeah, a long time.
He's been a mechanic for quite a number of years. It's pretty unusual to have a mechanic, you know, with the experience that Mikey has, and it's very comfortable, you know, with every vehicle that we have, and you know, we stick him on a lot of vehicles that we like to.
Nobody else can really figure out, and he's able to figure it out.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's a couple cool rides in here this morning that we'll check out. We'll meet Mikey, and I know it's only the end of September, and the winter tire talk, we're not there yet, but we're gonna touch on it.
It's a bit of a chill in the air this morning, so yes, people are starting to think about their winter tires.
So
for sure.
let's talk about that, and we'll talk to Dave about even the evolution of tires since he's been involved in the industry, and we'll get into the used car stuff too, because that's a big thing right now, because it's tough to get a new car. So used car dealerships have really taken off, and I know you're a boutique spot. Burlington Tire and Auto in Burlington on Morning Live. Honestly, I've been here for half an hour, and they're already putting me to work. Good to be back at Burlington Tire and Auto. We talked to Suzanne, who's the real boss of the business. Another one, though, is Dave Montour. Good to see you, pal.
Nice to see you.
You know this business pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I've been around for a while.
Yeah?
I can make things happen.
Yeah, awesome.
I can't change them anymore.
No,
I can sell them.
No, you know. What's this whole contraption in here?
Well, this is our customer storage, off-season storage. Storage is a big problem with a lot of people that live in town here. They don't have the space or the time, or, you know, when they have rims on them, they're very, very heavy.
Right.
So we offer storage. You just drop in, ask for your stored tires. We put on. Everything's on site.
Everything's organized?
Everything's organized. We have everything's on our inventory is all on a computer program. Each and every tire that we have, as you can see, has a name, a license plate, and that's how it's tracked.
So that when you're changing them to the winter tires, I know we're still September, but we're getting into that. It's not off-site where it takes a little bit to get them back on site. You just have to go in there and grab them.
And some companies, you have to phone 3-4 days in advance.
Right.
And some people don't have the time for that. You just don't have, when you want your winters on, you want them on today. Okay. And that's what we provide.
Evolution of tires. You've been in this biz for a long time. Are we getting better? Or?
Oh yeah, tires are keeping up with the technology of the cars and everything else. The winter tires are our most popular, which is this Bridgestone Blizzak on the bottom.
This guy here?
Yeah, and a lot of this is done with rubber compound. This is all season, this is a winter. If you try and open up a sipe on the all season, very, very tight, very, very tight. Okay. But if you look at a winter tire, it opens right up. Very, very soft.
So like in the winter, does that harden up?
It stays pliable. So if we magnify the tread, it looks like a giant sponge, okay? And the reason it has good traction is when you roll onto ice, ice is not slippery. Ice is only slippery when there's moisture on it. Perfect example, a hockey arena. After the period's over, you can walk out on our shoes like this, not slippery. Zamboni goes around, you can't stand up. So when you roll onto ice with this tire, the moisture's absorbed up into the tread to give you firm footing on the ice.
How do we know how long our winters or our all seasons last? Like when are we getting new tires? Does it depend on how many kilometers you're putting on it?
It takes a lot, yeah. Age has a thing to do with it. All tires come with a 5-year guarantee. So you don't want to run around with tires older than 5 years because they lose their elasticity. Okay. It's like a old rubber band. You pick it up and it just disintegrates. Rubber breaks down the same way. That's why they only guarantee them for 5 years.
Is there some brands that we got Michelin here, we got Firestone here, some brands better than others? You work with certain brands over others?
Well, we're a Bridgestone Firestone dealer primarily, but we're independent, which means we can sell any brand. You'll see we have Michelin's here, Firestone's here, Bridgestone Blizzak's on the bottom.
So that's the difference of some of the other brand spots?
Like when you go to the Goodyear store, what do you think you're going to buy? You're going to buy Goodyear. Yeah. When you come to Burlington Tire, I'm going to ask you about your driving, where you drive, how you drive, who drives, and then I'm going to recommend the best tire for you. Okay. That's the most important.
It's just not about tires, it's about, you're fixing a few things in here too. I heard we got a character in there named Mikey, Mikey the mechanic, who's been around for...
Mikey's been around longer than me, for goodness sakes.
Awesome. So let's take a break and we'll meet Mikey and get into his world and how he's evolved with the times and the technology. We come back on Burlington. Oh, we got to give a shout out to Joe. Joe, give us a smile. Camera's right there. There's Joe. Is your nephew?
Joe's my nephew.
Yeah.
He's been with us for a few years now.
Awesome.
And he's virtually running the show for me.
Good to see you, Joe. He didn't want to come on camera. We got him on camera. Yeah, Joe. Okay, we'll be back on Morning Live.
Okay, thank you.
Well, good morning. Welcome back to Burlington Tire and Auto. And the great thing about these local spots that have been around for so long, there's so much character in them, and there's a lot of character in this car. It's a 1958 Yeoman station wagon, and they get a lot of these vehicles in here at Burlington Tire. And the man who works on them is, where are you, Mikey?
I'm hiding in this corner.
Why are you hiding? Were you hiding on us? What are you doing, pal?
Right here.
Hey, buddy. What's going on? Nice to meet you.
Good meeting you, Tim. I'm gonna get your hand dirty.
Oh, it's all good. That's what it's all about, right? I know my dad is a retired mechanic, so I know all about the trade. Don't know much about the actual trade all that much, but I know he worked pretty hard. How long have you been a mechanic for, Mikey?
Since 76 or thereabouts.
Really, eh?
Yeah.
So you love working on cars like this?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's like old familiar territory.
Yeah. What are we doing?
We're checking the axle flange to see if it's worked. I got an axle to put in, and we're deciding which corner to put it in.
How hard has it been for you? Like, I don't know, the evolution of cars. Well, now they're all turned into computers.
Yeah, I was actually at an auto electric shop for 20 years, so I was, got to keep pretty up to date with it.
Up to date.
Yeah.
But because, like,
I've fallen off in the last little bit.
Well, even because it is cars are just big computers, right? Yeah. Like, do they still have they still have axles and obviously all this type of stuff, but
all the mechanical stuff,
right?
But all kinds of other stuff. Like in the old days, when you opened the door, you connected a circuit, and the electricity flowed and the light comes on. Nowadays, you open the driver's door, and it's an input to a computer, and then it thinks about a bunch of things and looks at a bunch of inputs and decides if it's going to turn the light on.
So were you just like, they don't make them like they used to?
Yeah. It gets frustrating some days. But.
I don't know, but I heard you're able to, problem solve very well. That's what Dave has always said.
I try.
Yeah. What do you like working here with Dave and the whole gang here at Burlington Tire?
Dave treats me really well. Yeah.
It's been for how many years is it now?
About 8 years.
About 8 years. Yeah. You got some more in you though, eh?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit.
Okay, well let's get back to it because Burlington Tire and Auto, it's just it's about tires, but it's also any automotive needs. If you got something like this.
That's it.
58 Yeoman, because there's actually another one over the other side, and there's a number of actually used cars because that's another side of the business that they work on. So we'll take a break. We'll pop outside and see owner Dave again, and we'll get into that. Let's get back to this. How we're looking here.
You want to spin that over there?
Yeah, spin that over. What do I have to do to get you in this truck today? Huh? Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to Burlington Tire and Auto, and there's many facets of the business that we've been learning through all morning, and one of them is, used cars. Back with Dave Montour, who is kind of heading this up. Like, it's not a massive number of cars,
No,
but that's
no.
you're more of a boutique spot.
Right. So we've just added this to enhance our business. What we do, we buy and sell cars. A lot of the cars we originally started to do was kind of your kid's going to university, I got a car for 4 years for you. Here's a
Right.
car, inexpensive, not too expensive, very good. That's something you can count on. Like these two here, for example.
Right.
I could put your child into this, 4 years of university, and it's good.
But has it changed in the past couple of years where the used car dealer, the
Yeah.
used cars have gone?
Yeah, used cars, well, obviously, price of everything has gone through the
Right.
roof. Used cars are exactly the same way. When I was younger, a couple $1,000s, you can get a car on the road. Today, 4,000 or 5,000 is where they start. You know, so for a young guy working in a A&W or something like that,
Right.
it's hard to get on the road, right?
Okay, so for you guys, when you're like this truck, like
Yeah.
this is a nice
Yeah.
Toyota Tundra, I guess, right?
yeah.
So what do you guys do? Like, do you source things out for people? If
Yeah,
I came to
yeah,
you and
yeah.
said, Dave, I want a truck like this, or I want an
Exactly.
SUV, this is what I want to spend.
Exactly. And a great story behind this is I sold a girl an SUV. She was a nurse. She moved to Vancouver to do some nursing out there. She drove back and she called me and she goes, hey, you know what? I'm moving to North Vancouver. This SUV is good, but I need a truck. Hence, I bought this truck. So I brought this in, found, searched markets after markets, finally come up with a good truck. The problem is, you can always buy a used one, but it has to be good. Underneath is good, everything is good
Right.
on it, no rust, and it's a beautiful
But
truck.
you could take that through the garage, all the stuff that you're doing back there with your mechanics.
Yeah, so we go through the whole thing, make sure it's refurbished, new brakes, new tires normally, oil change service,
Right.
and then put it out on the road. And this is a truck. Like you're
Right.
gonna do anything you
And
want.
this goes back to even why we're here. 42 years you've been here. The trust that people have in you, being part of the community, you're going to look out for them.
Right. And you know what? Every time we put a car on the lot or sell a car, it's Burlington Tire's reputation. And it's something that we've built over a long period of time, small family.
Yeah.
And people trust us. People that buy tons of cars.
42 years in, how many? We got another 42 in you there, Dave?
Oh, if I can get to 50, that would be something.
Well,
but I don't
you're
know if I'm
doing-
going to make it or
you're
not.
You're doing something right. Dave Montour, Burlington Tire and Auto on Morning Live.